coworker died. Just like that. One day he was there, complaining about the coffee machine, and the next, he was gone.
Ow.
No dramatic illness, no tragic accident, just gone. The initial shockwave rippled through the office, a day of hushed whispers and solemn faces. Then, the next day, everything was back to normal. The quarterly reports were still due, the deadlines still loomed, and the coffee machine was still broken. It was as if a chair had been removed, and after a brief moment of inconvenience, everyone just learned to walk around the empty space. Anne couldn't shake the feeling. He attended the funeral, a rushed, sterile affair. People offered clipped, practiced condolences, their eyes already darting towards their watches. The world kept spinning relentlessly, carelessly. The deceased, once a person with hopes, fears, and a favorite lunch spot, was now just a memory, and a fading one at that. Anne felt a cold panic grip him. Is this it? Is this all we are? Cogs in a machine, easily replaced, quickly forgotten? At the funeral, he saw Lan, another co-worker, calmly taking pictures, not of the family, but of the clouds, the withered flowers on a nearby grave, the disinterested faces in the crowd. Anne felt a surge of rage, cornered her afterwards, his voice trembling. What are you doing? Is this a tourist attraction to you? Man is dead. Lan looked at him, her expression unreadable. She lowered her camera. Death isn't an event. Anne, it's ordinary. Asked, as ordinary as the clouds, as the flowers, as us standing here. We're the ones who try to make it into a drama. Anne couldn't accept it. Ordinary. How could the complete erasure of a person be ordinary? The thought burrowed into his mind, keeping him awake at night. He'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, the question echoing in the darkness. What's the point? If we live, work, and die, only to be forgotten in a week, what is the meaning of any of it? He found no answers, only a deeper, more profound emptiness. He tried talking to his friend Min. They were having a beer, and Anne, his voice low, brought up his anxieties. Min just shrugged, taking a long sip. Dude, why even think about it? It's depressing. It happened. We move on. Want another beer? Anne felt a flash of fury. He wasn't looking for a solution, just for someone to acknowledge the chasm that had opened up in front of him. But Min, like everyone else, was determined to walk around it. Anne felt utterly alone. One evening, sitting on a park bench, watching the city lights flicker on, an old man sat down beside him. He looked like he had been part of the bench for 1,000 years. Without any preamble, the old man spoke, his voice raspy. You're looking for a reason where there isn't one. You're fighting the absurd. But the absurd isn't the enemy. Anne scoffed. The absurd? What kind of foundation is that? If life is absurd, if it's all meaningless, then why live at all? The old man smiled, a slow, wrinkled smile, gestured vaguely at the bustling street, the distant sirens, the laughing couple walking by. Because you're alive. That's it. It's the whole reason. Anne laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. It was the most ridiculous and frustratingly simple thing he had ever heard. The next day was a monument to meaninglessness. Nothing happened. Anne went to work, typed on his keyboard, attended a meeting, ate a sandwich, and went home. The day was a perfect blank slate, yet it felt heavier than any day filled with tragedy or triumph. It was the sheer weight of its own emptiness. He felt himself suffocating. That evening, he saw Lan again, sitting at an outdoor cafe. A waiter had just dropped a tray of glasses, a loud crashing sound that made everyone jump. Chaos erupted for a moment. People complained, the manager rushed over, the waiter looked mortified. And in the middle of it all, Lan was laughing. Not a mean laugh, but a genuine, unrestrained laugh of pure amusement at the sudden, clumsy interruption of order. Anne watched her, and for the first time, he didn't feel anger. He just felt nothing. He didn't understand her. He didn't understand how she could find humor in chaos, how she could be so at peace with the randomness of it all. And then a new thought dawned on him, quiet and subtle. Maybe he didn't need to understand. Maybe accepting that he would never understand was, in itself, a form of understanding. The next Monday, Anne went back to work. He sat at his desk, in the same office, in the same world that had felt so alien just a week ago. The loop was starting again, the emails, the meetings, the deadlines. But something had shifted. He was still in the machine, but now he was aware of the gears. He wasn't searching for a reason anymore. He wasn't looking for an escape. He was just there, existing. He took a deep breath, and then slowly he exhaled. There was no despair in that breath, no hope either. It was just air. It was just being. He finally understood. The absurdity of life, the fact that it has no inherent meaning, doesn't kill you. It's the expectation that it should have a meaning that does. It's the relentless, desperate search for a grand purpose that crushes you. When you stop expecting the world to make sense, you can finally start to live in it.